coming up tonight on Primetime Local News. The Lloydminster Bobcats host their annual Pink in the Rink night. And the Lloyd Library gears up for spring events. Plus, Residents in Recovery is hosting a housing symposium in May.
Primetime Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
The Lloydminster Public Library had a great February and are looking to have another exciting month. The library had some great February break programs, well attended, and some of the popular ones were making clay earrings and keychains as well. The support from Lloyd has been greatly appreciated by the library.
During that February break, we had more than 500 people through the library on 3 separate days. So we were very busy and very excited, and we want to thank the community for coming out and taking part in what we have to offer.
This Saturday between 10:30 and noon, the library will be hosting a seed swap for garden enthusiasts, and then also another fun activity next Tuesday.
On Tuesday, March 11th from 4 to 5, we'll have our second Youth Universe event. Last week was the first one where they did some guided painting, and that was really popular. We've got some young budding Bob Rosses in our community. And this coming Tuesday, March 11th, we will be making sushi. So that'll be a fun new experience for some of them.
If anyone is looking for more information on the library or its events, you can head on over to lloydminster.info. The first Housing and Homelessness Symposium is coming to Lloydminster this spring. Abby St. John has more.
On May 7th, Lloydminster will be hosting the Housing and Homelessness Symposium. And today I'm very happy to be joined by Residents in Recovery Executive Director Tyler Lorenz and Executive Director of the Men's Shelter, Kagan Neen. Thank you both so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Of course. Now, this is a very unique and informational symposium that's coming up. It's also the first one in Lloyd. So please tell me a little bit about this symposium and the importance of having an event like this.
You want to start?
Sure. So very excited to be partnered with a lot of different organizations in the city of Lloydminster. So we are working through the social policy through the city of Lloydminster, and through the housing working group, we're actually working to create the symposium and have speakers from across Canada join to not just talk about homelessness, but also to shed light in regards to some of the housing challenges that we face as a city of Lloydminster. So low-income housing, the need for more rental units to not just meet the needs for the community, but also for individuals that are needing transitional housing units.
That sounds wonderful. And it is very informational, and it will help for people to learn more about the housing crisis and homelessness and how they can help too as well, because it's becoming more and more of an issue as the years goes on. So something like this is very important. Now, it is a full day event. So tell me what is to be expected when you go out and enjoy the full day.
Yeah, so we're going to start at 9 o'clock in the morning on May 7th. We'll have some speakers come out, kind of talk about where we're at right now. We'll have the city share some of our point in time count information, kind of where we're at. Then we'll have an afternoon piece about how did we get here, like why are we in this situation. And then we'll close off the afternoon with where do we want to go and how do we get there. And then we'll have a supper, a nice supper and awards, thank some of the volunteers and individuals in the community that are really supporting various housing initiatives in town here.
That sounds wonderful and a great way to spend the day as well. Now, this is taking place in May, so we still have a couple more months to go. If anybody is interested in volunteering or helping you guys out if needed, how can they do so, or what do they need to do to get involved?
Sure. So they can actually reach out to any of the organizations that are taking part. So the Men's Shelter, Residents in Recovery, the Olive Tree, Lloydminster Regional Housing Group. There's multiple others that are obviously taking part as well, but you can reach out to any of our organizations and we would be more than happy to set you up to help volunteer for the actual event and the planning aspect. But yeah, we're actively looking for some sponsorship as well, because obviously there's a cost associated with it.
Yeah.
But we're bringing in a lot of speakers from across Canada, so we're very excited to have some outside voices for communities that have been very successful with some of the challenges of dealing with unhoused as well as low-income housing solutions. So we're excited to have a breadth of knowledge coming in and bringing that to the city of Lloydminster.
Yeah,
That's
we should be able to have that speaker list probably confirmed by next week or the week after for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds wonderful. And it's great that you guys are getting speakers from all over Canada to come and talk about it, because it's different for every community, but it's also kind of the same thing as well. We're all kind of dealing with that same thing of the housing, low income, homelessness. It is a huge problem and it affects all of us. So it's amazing that this event is coming to Lloydminster, and I hope it's a success. And of course, since it is in May, we will talk more about it. We'll talk more when the speakers are announced and how you can actually get tickets and all that. So thank you both for joining me. And again, we'll talk soon more about this symposium.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
Yeah.
Lloydminster is continuing to experience just great weather for March.
It's a great day, another great day in a long line of some really nice days, and heading into the
Beautiful
weekend.
week, yeah.
It's been a beautiful weekend. It's nice. We're gonna see more of that beautiful weather as we head into the weekend, and right now, no exception to what we've been having. You know, just kind of those nice days, a little bit above zero, +3, that wind blowing at 20 kilometers an hour, making it feel closer to -2. And of course, you know, a few clouds. So just overall, a really nice, you know, kind of glimpse at spring. I keep saying that, pre-spring day here in Lloydminster, just some really good weather we've been having these, you know, this past week and even last week as well. Just kind of a good 2 weeks we've been having so far, and it's looking like it's going to continue that way. It's nice all over in Cold Lake, St. Paul, and Lac La Biche. It's +6. Bonnyville, Vegreville, and Vermilion +5. Marwayne and Wainwright +3. Provost +2. And Edmonton +7. Over in Saskatchewan, another set of some nice temperatures. Isle La Crosse -4. Green Lake and Meadow Lake +4. Pierceland 5. St. Walburg and Maidstone 3. And Macklin and North Battleford are at +2. Tonight, North Battleford, it's going to get down to -7. It's going to be quite a nice night, clear to partly cloudy, and that wind will be blowing at 13 kilometers an hour. So, yeah, kind of the, you know, an average night that we've kind of been experiencing throughout these 2 weeks. You know, a little bit windier and a little bit closer to -10, but still quite beautiful compared to what we could be having. And tomorrow in North Battleford, it's going to get up to +3 times the clouds and sun. That wind will be at 17 kilometers an hour. So very similar to Lloydminster in North Battleford. That's kind of the, you know, kind of the consensus weather throughout both provinces. Now tonight in Cold Lake, it's going to be -6, clear to partly cloudy, and that wind will be blowing at 11 kilometers an hour. So just another nice night in Cold Lake, very similar to North Battleford and very similar to Lloydminster as well. Tomorrow in Cold Lake, it's going to be +7. So, you know, getting ever so close to that +10, those double digits, turning cloudy and mild, and that wind will be blowing at 17 kilometers an hour. So it'll probably feel, you know, a bit cooler, maybe closer to +3, +4, maybe even down closer to 0. Now tonight in Lloydminster, it's going to be -4 and a mainly clear night, and that wind will be blowing at 17 kilometers an hour. So the wind is going to stay at about what it is right now, maybe die down ever so slightly, and it's going to get down to -4. So quite a good night here in Lloydminster. Now taking a look at tomorrow's forecast, we do have a great Friday ahead of us. 6 a.m. partly cloudy and -4, and then at noon it's going to warm up to +2, and those clouds are going to die off a little bit. It's going to warm up 1 degree to +3 at 6 p.m. and then at midnight those clouds are going to come in and it's going to be +1. So a pretty nice day tomorrow and a great start to the weekend. Now taking a look at our weekend forecast, tomorrow times of clouds and sun with a high of +4. Saturday partly sunny and mild with that high being at +6. And then Sunday maybe not as sunny of a day, but we still do have those above zero temperatures at +1. That is your first look at the weather. We'll have more news after the break.
The Lloydminster Bobcats, alongside the Lloydminster Co-op, hosted their annual Pink in the Rink game for the Kindness Wins initiative. Our Thomas Wildman has more on the special game.
Fans of all ages showed up to the Centennial Civic Center in pink attire for the Bobcats' annual Pink in the Rink game. and the Bobcats were happy to see all the fans showing their support.
Obviously, it's awesome to have the special nights like these. It's super great to see all the people come out, all the pink shirts in the crowd, and it's super fun to play in these games as well.
The Bobcats took on the top team in the AJHL North, the Whitecourt Wolverines. The game was scoreless until early in the first, when Kyle Tucker would get the Wolverines on the board. But a few minutes later, Ben Constantino would tie it up for the Bobcats. In the third period, Kai Billy would score to give the Bobcats the lead, but Mason Russell would tie it up again, and so this game would need overtime. Cade Fonnelly would get the OT winner for the Bobcats in a very close and crucial game.
Today we were really getting pucks behind them and forechecking their D, which was making it difficult for them in the D zone, and it all worked out. Yep, it was great.
The Bobcats only have 3 games left in the regular season and are looking forward to their final playoffs in the Civic Center with their great fans.
I'm glad our boys are delivering. They work hard. Our team works hard, and they're, you know what, we're getting rewarded, and we just want to continue that. We want to make sure that we're doing all the right things, and every game, every shift, we're just preparing for the next game, and we just, hey, like I said, our support that we get here is phenomenal, and we feed off the crowd, but we just got to make sure that we're doing the right things and we're sticking to our process.
The Bobcats will have their final home game of the season here on Friday against the Devon Extreme. Thomas Wildman, Primetime, Local News.
A North Battleford author has been busy promoting her new book. Stacey Comer had the chance to speak with her about crows and cheesecake.
I have a special guest joining me today on Primetime Local News from North Battleford, Saskatchewan, Candace Kirkpatrick. She's an author and she's joining me today. Thank you, Candace, for speaking with me.
Thank you for speaking with me, Stacey.
Well, let's chat about this book. It's called Crows and Cheesecake, which is a really interesting name to start with, but tell me a little bit about the book itself, Candace.
Well, you're really right about the name. That is one thing that attracts it. Plus, I have a carved crow sitting on my table. Crows and Cheesecake is a story of an older woman, such as the one you're talking to. And she's married for 22 years and divorced. And then she's alone for 20. She meets someone and is with them for 8 years. And as I like to say, and then the bugger went and died on her. And her family decided that she needed to be in a senior's home. And she was guaranteed that she could still do as she pleased. She could come and go when she wanted. But all too soon, she really realized that if she was going to indeed live the rest of her life on her terms, she would have to leave. And the only way to do that was to run away. So she did. The last half of the book is just a wonderful testament to determining your own path and setting your own goals and making your own decisions. She ended up making a friend for life and finding a forever home. And it was a relationship that had no expectations and was built with complete acceptance. It's a beautiful book of aging and of being a positive ager.
Is this based on a friend of yours or on a true story that you heard, or is this something just from life experience and from hearing this experience of others that inspired you to write this book?
Yeah, you know, Stacey, it's all of the above, really. It wasn't until I was writing the book, I hadn't brought my mom into this, you know, I hadn't really thought about it. But we kind of did the same thing with my mom after my dad passed away, and she was in a town that we thought she could be closer to one of us, and we convinced her to leave. And I realized since then, like that was when I was probably in my 40s. And I realize now that I've aged that really we did her a disservice. So that comes into it. It's not based on mom particularly. I think it's more based on me as I age and what I want out of the rest of my life and what could happen if I don't step forward and take charge.
Now, you were in Lloydminster this past weekend for a book signing at Coles in the mall. How did that go, Candace?
It was wonderful. I have never had a book signing, an official book signing. Coles very generously agreed to carry Crows and Cheesecake, and then asked if I would like to take part in this, and I was almost beside myself. It was very gratifying. I had so many people stopping, and that the name itself attracts people, obviously, but once they heard about the story, their stories kept coming out and coming out and coming out and saying that they related. And there's three words on the front. It's you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll relate. And I'm finding that all three are true, but the relate is what people are saying. Oh my goodness. And considering it an important book for them.
So what is next for you, Candace? Will you be writing more books, or will you continue based on the characters in this one, or have you thought about what happens next yet?
I have definitely been asked that, and I won't continue with the characters, but let's just say that they're not that they're finished. I mean, they may show up in other books. I have a book on the go. Finally decided what I was going to write about, and I'm excited about it. But it needed that for me. I had lots of thoughts, and I'd sit down, didn't know where to start. And now I want to keep sitting down, and I'll write on a sticky note. Oh, he should say this if I'm not in the vicinity of my my laptop. So yes, I'm hoping to, and this isn't. I don't mean this to be a trite sentence, but at my age, truly, I better get at it. I would love another book, and I don't want somebody else to finish it for me.
Well, Candace, if somebody is looking to purchase Crows and Cheesecake, where can they get the book?
Well, they can definitely get it at Coles in Lloydminster. It's on Amazon, and Indigo. It's on Kobo, and also I am a self-published author, so I sell my books, and they can contact me on my Facebook, which is Candace Kirkpatrick, North Battleford, and definitely I'll get a book in the mail. I've had lots of that happen. Anytime I go to a reading, I do have books for sale. My next reading coming up is at the Francis Morrison Library in Saskatoon. So keep an eye out. I suggest going on my Facebook. It's a private, or a personal Facebook, but of course you can message me, but you will read all about where I'm going to be and what's next.
All right. Well, Candace, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much. And we look forward to chatting with you once again after your next book is released. So good luck with finishing that. And we can't wait to read what all those characters are bringing to the table.
Thank you so much, Stacy. I'm going to write that down on a sticky note and hope I can find it when I'm finished.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Candace.
Thank you.
Coming up next, some Regina teenagers get in trouble attempting to catch child predators. More after the break. A huge indoor garage sale is coming up on April 5th with a wide variety of items. Our Randy Cormish got the chance to speak with the organizer to learn more.
Today, I'm joined by Melissa Winter, who is the Busy Bee Planner. And today, we're just going to be talking about the indoor garage sale that is coming up. So thank you so much for joining me today, Melissa. Would you be able to just start off by telling me a bit about the indoor garage sale and what everyone should expect if they're attending?
So it is on April 5th from 9 to 4 at the exhibition grounds in the Vexen Construction Prairie Room. And I've been having this event for probably about the last, I was trying to think this morning, I think 6 or 7 years, pre-COVID anyways. And I have over 40 tables at this event, and it's just people selling their junk for other people to have as treasures.
Wow. And then how big is the space for the event? Because obviously it fits 40 tables, so it's probably pretty big, hey?
Yeah, I honestly don't know how big the room itself is, but I have over 40 tables in it. I think I have honestly close to 50, so it'll be a little squishy, but there'll be a lot of things to see.
Okay. And then how exactly, like, so can anyone just sell their items, or did they have to go through you to figure that out, or how can someone get involved in that?
Actually, I'm full for this event, but normally, yeah, they contact me either through Facebook. I have Facebook pages. There's an event on Facebook, and then also you can just phone me if you want to as well.
All right. And then, what was your Facebook page, just so that people could go ahead and take a look, just in case they were interested in attending?
Well, I have a Busy Bee Planner Facebook page and Instagram page, and it's BIZY and then BEE Planner. And then the event on Facebook is also just under a huge indoor garage sale. If you can type that in the event.
Okay. And then, so you said that you've done this in previous years. So how many years have you been doing this for?
I think since about 2018, been doing it roughly around there. So.
Oh, wow. And do you usually have a pretty big turnout?
Yeah, I usually sell out every year. And it's the same day as there's other events at the exhibition grounds. So we have a lot of traffic that comes through. So it's nice.
Oh, okay. And then what kind of items should people expect to be there? Like, I'm sure there's a wide variety.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea. It'll be everything household, garage things, anything anybody wants to get rid of, they're gonna bring.
But yeah, and then is there just anything else you want to add? Just so that people are aware, just ahead of time?
Nope, just come. Most vendors have just cash, so make sure you bring lots of cash with you. There's the odd person that does have a square for debit. There is a cash machine on site at the exhibition grounds if you do need more cash. And yeah, just come looking to buy lots of stuff from everyone.
Perfect. And then, sorry, just remind me one more time, what day and time was the event again?
It is April 5th from 9 to 4.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, that's all the questions I have for you today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do this. And I look forward to hearing how the indoor garage sale turns out.
Awesome. Thank you.
Coming up after the break, our Lane Hoffert will have another look at our evening weather forecast.
Welcome back. Let's take a second look at your evening weather. Right now in Lloydminster, it's +3. We got some nice sun with just a few clouds kind of peering in and out. That wind is blowing at 20 kilometers an hour, which is making it feel a little bit closer to -2. And we have a nice day out, not a lot of precipitation. So just, another great kind of day that, we've been having. And you can see it's like that everywhere. In Cold Lake and Whitecourt, it's +6, as well as down in Red Deer and Athabasca and Edmonton, +7. Edson, Jasper, and Rocky Mountain House are +8. And over in Saskatchewan, some nice days. A little bit cooler as we head out east. In Melfort, it's -12. Prince Albert, -7. But then when you get to Meadow Lake, it's +3. North Battleford, +2. And Saskatoon at 0. Up in northern Saskatchewan, a little bit cooler in Uranium City, -9. Stony Rapids, -10. Wollaston Lake and South End Reindeer, -13. And Flin Flon, -11. La Loche and Buffalo Narrows are both at -3. In northern Alberta there, in Chippewan, it's -5. High Level, +3. Fort McMurray and Slave Lake, +4. And Peace River and Grand Prairie are at +6. Now moving down south, in Coronation, it's +1. Calgary, Lethbridge, and Medicine Hat are at 7. And Banff is at 5. In Kindersley, it's 1, as well as in Moose Jaw. Then Yorkton, Regina, and Estevan are at -1, and Swift Current is at +3. Now taking a look at tonight's forecast in North Battleford, it's going to get down to -7. A clear to partly cloudy night with that wind blowing at 13 kilometers an hour. So just kind of the, an average night, kind of like what we've been having in the last 2 weeks. I'm starting to sound like a broken record. We've been having some really good temperatures lately, and not a lot has, changed from day to day and night to night like in North Battleford. And you can see in Cold Lake, pretty similar story, -6. Clear to partly cloudy. I'm glad this is the, kind of the consistent nights we've been having rather than lots of snow. That wind just blowing at 11 kilometers an hour. And those clouds, just kind of peeking in and out, not sticking around for too long, and not clouding up that beautiful night sky. Of course, in Saskatchewan and Alberta, we always have some great skies out here. In Lloydminster, it's -4 and mainly clear tonight. And that wind is going to die down. It's going to go from 20 kilometers an hour to just a nice light 17. And those clouds won't be quite, quite as prominent. They'll be kind of taking a back seat tonight, and it should be a mostly clear night here in Lloydminster. Now let's take a look at your overnight travel forecast. A lot of similar nights as we look throughout the region. In Meadow Lake, it's -5 and partly cloudy. Bonnyville, mainly clear and -5, and Provost, clear to partly cloudy, also -5. Now in Isle Cross, it's -10 and Paradise Hill -6. Now taking a look at some more temperatures, -5 in both Murnum and Pearceland. Some clear to partly cloudy nights throughout. And in Unity and Wainwright, it'll be -6, and Calgary will be at -3. Now let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. We do have a nice week ahead, although a little bit more snow and flurries, but still quite nice temperature-wise compared to what we could be having. Tomorrow, some times of clouds and sun with a high of +4, and then Saturday, partly sunny and mild with a high of +6, and Sunday, a high of +1, and it's going to be cloudy. That's where those clouds are going to start. We're going to see some snow on both Tuesday and Thursday, but it shouldn't last long considering those temperatures they're not even going to be hitting -10. So.
Exactly. Gone are the days of the cold advisory warnings that we were receiving all throughout February, basically. It's been a lot better of a month in that aspect.
That's right.
And that is all the time we have today for Primetime Local News. Thanks so much for watching and have a great night.